So there's a popular song by a reggae artist known as Protege. The name of that song is BLOOD, Money. The song speaks about the corruption in Jamaica and how many high-level people are involved in all sorts of BLOOD money, including drugs, including smuggling, just about any sort of lucrative criminal activity. One of the main points of the song is that you will never see any sorts of top-level people. Even if them get arrested, they are going to beat the charges upon some sorts of technicality with some sorts of big lawyer, some sorts of big judge that is corrupted on the books for the taking. On or about June 15, 2022, a couple, they are known as the HEADLYS. The husband's name is Chad. The wife is a big executive at one of these banks. When I say banks, I mean the NCB or the Scotia. Top bank in a Jamaica. Corporate type of setting. However, on the 15th of June 2022, the Era 1 Popo Narcotics Division got some sorts of information. Spot a lion, informant, tell them, say, you know, say, the HEADLYS them what everybody look up to. Them a smuggle some sorts of drugs. That information was credible. Because when the Popo went to their house in a St. James, Montego Bay, and them searched the vehicle in which the wife, Mrs. HEADLYS, was in, the executive from the bank. When they searched the trunk, they found 10 parcels. 10 parcels equivalent to 10 locks, meaning 25 pounds. Each lock is 2.2 pounds. So therefore, if you do the maths, it equates to 25 pounds or so. Give and take a couple of ounces. The street net worth then was $85 million. This is about 2 years ago, short of a couple of months. The case went to court. The husband beat the case upon some sorts of technicality. Basically, what happened is that when the Popo went to the house, their car in a Montego Bay, the wife was placed or seen in the vehicle on the passenger side. However, the husband was missing. Seems as if him spot the rake, him smell the rat, and him take for himself. Him run left the vehicle, run left him wife. He was eventually arrested along with the wife. Both of them were charged for possession, dealing, trafficking, smuggling, making all sorts of attempts to send it overseas to export it. Early in the trial, the husband beat it like me say because him run left the vehicle, him run left the car, him run left him wife. So people are say, wait, it seems as if the wife will take the time, the wife will get convicted. However, people, the other day, maybe last Friday or so, this lady, Mrs. HEADLYS, bank executive, she was also freed. Freed on some sorts of technicality, freed on some sorts of loophole in which the lawyer, top lawyer again, Mr. Peter Champagne, he made some sorts of no-case submission to the court and the judge agreed that the prosecution failed to prove that she knew she had knowledge that the cocoa was in the trunk. Even though it was her house, her car, she was a passenger in the vehicle. However, like you see, there's always some sorts of stunts, some sorts of psychs being used by these rich people and these lawyers, defense lawyer, criminal being the operative word, defense lawyers. Pretty much, the husband was the driver. He was the person of interest that the Popo said run left the vehicle in a Fidem yard, in a Fidem car. So when them hold him, it got trial, him beat it upon the fact that he was not there. The prosecution failed to prove that he was actually the driver. Females, Fidem car with him wife, but they could not prove that he is the driver. So pretty much the prosecution dropped the ball. Last Friday, again, the wife beat the case because of no case submission that was filed by Peter Champagne, King's Counsel, top lawyer, or so people claim. The prosecution failed to prove that she had knowledge of the COCO 10 lakhs, $85 million worth that was on her property, she in the vehicle, in a fear car trunk. However, no case submission was agreed or accepted by the judge. Now people, me no know which kind of law school them a prosecution go or prosecutors and lawyer go. How do you lose a case that is a slam dunk? You know what a slam dunk is? That means if you are 7 foot tall, a player in the NBA, like Shaquille O'Neal or Anthony Davis or one of them, and then LeBron just pass you the ball, all you have to do just hop like about a foot or so and just fling it down in the basket. 100% proof. How do you fumble a case like that? How do you lose? What was your submission towards the no case? What was your rebuttal? So therefore, you could not convince a judge that these people, in them own car, in them own house, in the chunk, them find 10 lakh after the Era 1 Popo division got information that, listen, these people are smuggled, they are living a double life, they are no sort of decent, law-abiding, tax-paying citizen. They are corrupt like a whole bunch of people in a Jamaica. How do you fumble the ball in a case like that in which you could not convince the judge, say, listen, this case, these people are smugglers without a shadow of a doubt? The next thing is this. How is it that these Popo, them set up some sorts of sting, them hear so well, them people are smuggled, them go there and them catch the lady in the passenger seat, meaning the wife? Why didn't they wait until the vehicle had both participants? That means that them catch them with them hand in the cookie jar. That would have been a slam dunk sting. That would have been a successful sting. So my point is this, and I don't like to relate overseas America with Jamaica because it is two different kettle of fish. However, the policy and the procedures are the same as it pertains to sting. You be very patient. Make sure that you get all the suspects, especially the main suspect with the product, meaning the COCO. So therefore, do not jump the gun. Do not run in. Do not assume that he was in the car. Because people, what they say about assume, whenever you assume, you make an ASS out of you, and especially me. And that is exactly what the Popo did. So now people, you see how ingenious these lawyers are. What they did, they tried to get the husband off first, seeing that he was the driver. He would have been the more responsible person for the COCO in the back of the car, even though the car probably belonged to the wife. So therefore, if the main suspect, the main person of interest that was not in the car, that obviously was her wife, or unless, of course, they are going to try to say, they don't know, say, the gardener or the butler are try set up these legal, law-abiding, tax-paying citizens. The gardener have 10 lakh and him want to set them up, so therefore him put in them trunk, because how else did this COCO get in the vehicle, in the trunk, or on their property? How is it that these prosecutors, these judges can be so foolful? How is it that these lawyers can be so convincing, especially the likes of a Peter Champagne? So I am just saying, are you going to convince me that these lawyers like the Peter Champagne, they are so great, they are so ingenious, or is it because of negligence? Is it because of Sykes? Is it because of the Body Club? Is it because these people are in some sorts of lodge or whatever them call it, that whenever they go to court, it is already signed and sealed? Listen, some sorts of PF are gone and people have no sort of evidence to substantiate those claims. But me just say, it seems more than coincidental that these people get caught with COCO in a them vehicle, pan them property. However, the defense managed to convince the judge that it is not theirs. So therefore, who else does it belong to? People like that JPS commercial in the past say, how comes? How is that even possible? People like me tell you about the Body Club. These people, them have some sort of immunity, meaning the rich people. So therefore, that is why I quote that song from Protege called BLOOD, money. Continuing on the theme of BLOOD, money and corruption in high and low places, and why the rich will never see a day in a prison. Even if them get questioned, even if them get arrested, they are going to beat it on some sorts of technicality, some sorts of psychs. The Body Club is going to be in full effect. Coincidentally, about 2 years ago or so at the Ian Fleming Airport that is in St. Mary, there was a big DRUGS seizure of about 1,000 kilos of cocoa. Don't know why just 1,000 straight, because usually when the Migos or Juan Valdez are send, him not just send 1,000. Him go send 1,000 and something just in case to show his appreciation for doing business. On or about September 22nd, 2022, the Narcotics Division running upon a shipment at that airport. Over $3.8 billion worth of cocoa. However, up to date, there has been no sorts of arrest. There has been no sorts of announcement of what is going on. However, about a week or so ago, they had a news conference and the media was concerned, citizens were concerned. And they asked your commissioner, assistant commissioner of Popo Fitzbailey, what's going on with that case? Is there any update? Has anyone been arrested as yet? The question they never asked, what happened to that 1,000 lakhs birds? Them have them done a CB or Bestress, or somebody have them on the street, because people, I can bet, if you send some sort of accounting company, send the count from Sesame Street for go count, I am sure that 1,000 lakh is going to be reduced to maybe about 1 lakh or even a key, meaning an actual key for a lakh. However, that is not the topic at hand right now. So he said, well, there are arrests coming. We are collaborating with our overseas partner, and the investigation is ongoing. Sooner or later, we are going to make some sorts of announcement that this man and that man, this lady, he, she, and the old lady is a person of interest or suspect. And we are going to pick them up ASAP. However, based on conversations that I've had with persons that work in law enforcement, basically Narcotics Division collaborating with Jamaica, they said that the collaboration is slow. The collaboration is questionable at best. We feel as if the Jamaica government, the Jamaica Popo, they are trying to cover up for some set of people. So therefore, they are not forthcoming with information. We seems as if we are fighting an uphill battle. So pretty much, while the Jamaican authority is saying one thing, the US authority is saying another thing. This is based on people that I know. Now people, when we think about the fact again with a sting, how is it that 1,000 keys land in an airport and you find the keys, but you don't find the key to the core, the case, meaning the main component, meaning the smuggler, the actual people that are responsible, the sender and the recipient. You don't have none of them there. 2 years later, you don't know a who. Anything that goes through the airport, come in at the airport, are being exported, needs a name on it, needs valid identification for pick up and drop off. People, all of this is common sense. When you think about the fact of a sting, The main thing for us thing is to have the suspect in possession in at the same place as the product, meaning that the smuggler and the cocoa, they are the same place. How is it that you are going to run in for something, nobody no dead it, no car, no van, no truck, nobody no dead it, meaning B-O-D-Y, meaning an actual person is there, but you hold all of this and you don't have nobody in a custody. People, like me tell you, like that JPS commercial I quote once again, how comes? However, when it comes to Jamaica, common sense is very uncommon. And what we think is not rational, that is the answers that we get from our authority, the relevant authority, which makes absolutely no sorts of sense. People, common sense is a thing that can tell you, do your job, follow the protocols, and you will get the results. If you do the polar opposite, you are going to get the polar opposite result, meaning that it is going to be an exercise in futility, meaning not very successful. So people, this is why we get the results that we get from our relevant authority. And they do not give a FUCK. Like I said, I quoted from that song, BLOOD, money. They will never see a day in a prison, even if them get arrested and go through any sort of question and answer session. That is the extent of where it is going to go. This cocoa is going to disappear. People are going to go back and sell it on the street, because all common sense and rational tell you that this is a cycle of corruption that is facilitated by the persons whose job experience or job description is to do the polar opposite. However, nobody cares, nobody gives a FUCK, nobody is held accountable, because them take the people in Jamaica for some jackass, and that we are, point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. And last but not least, please subscribe to my next channel. It is called Jamaica Dancehall Source. I'll be pinning the link to that channel in the description of this video. Bless up.